5. The lines are locked. 4. Match day is near. 3. The picks are clear. 2. The picks are in. 1. Let the show begin. Game on. It's that time again. Game on. Kicks and picks is back again. Game on. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Game on. The guys are here and ready to go. Game on. Game on. Game on. Game on. The guys are here and ready to go.
Welcome back to the Kicks and Picks podcast, a rare Tuesday episode for us with the holiday coming up here in the States on Thursday. So we're right in the middle of a Champions League round, which is not usually when we record. Usually it's after a Champions League match week concludes. So just briefly, these Tuesday matches, obviously big surprise in terms of who lost was City at home. We were talking in the group chat. I thought Leverkusen could get one, maybe both teams to score over 2.5 type scenario. Instead, Leverkusen 2-0 at the Etihad was definitely a kind of, I don't want to say a signal of intent because they're not, the same Leverkusen a couple years ago when they were looking to make an undefeated run through the season, but they're coming on hot. I said it, in the Bundesliga, they've been putting up goals the last few matches. Translated today, City, who lost on the weekend and was one of our few losers last week, has now dropped back to back again. That was definitely the big one. I mean, not a great day for La Liga. Barcelona 3-0 loss at Chelsea, who we're going to talk about in the feature match, the Premier League this weekend. Juve, I'll tip my cap. I was talking in the group text. I thought maybe the cold in Norway would get, the most.
Well, yeah, Spalletti was making excuses all fucking week.
Well, yeah, that's what I was like. They don't want it, right? Did concede 2 to Bodo, though. So, it wasn't easy. They had to make that happen. Napoli got the win that was expected at home. Marseille beat Newcastle in a pretty tightly contested match in terms of scoreline. Ajax continues to be the worst team in the Champions League this year. Very unexpected. I can't imagine what that future was to finish bottom. It had to be very juicy. If anybody had that, let us know. Yeah, killed our Papa's future. But that was killed when Olympiacos didn't do the job the first week against them. So, Dortmund got the win. Galatasaray surprise loss at home against St. Julie. So it was an interesting day for sure.
Yeah, listen,
you want to point out, and then
we gave out our plays. We hit 2 out of 3. I think the one that was I don't want to say surprising, but Barcelona getting that red card early on. And credit to Chelsea. Chelsea, great performance, but never in doubt. I expected a little bit better out of Barca. You mentioned it about City, and I is this just who they are? I mean, when they're for 2 years now, when they play bad, it's not a one and done thing. It's hey, we're going to look like shit for a couple of weeks. Then we're going to figure it out. Had us fooled. You mentioned it. We picked them this past week. Newcastle hadn't looked all that hot. Losers of 2 straight. Then Newcastle go out and beat City, right? So City just kind of followed it up with another pretty much exactly the same performance. And you got Newcastle who turn around and lose, right? And Marseille is a good team. I'm not knocking them.
Having a very good year in France. Yeah.
But they also gave up 2 goals to Aubameyang, who's about 1,000 years old. I didn't even realize that dude was still playing. And now he's back in Marseille at like 40 and scored 2 goals in the span of like 5 minutes. So Scotty said this off air, and I'm going to let him say it on air. There's just no consistently good team from week to week that we have seen.
There's one.
There's a few, but
there's one.
In reality, 99% of them are not. City, I'm putting you in that category. No two ways about it. I just don't think City can do the thing this year. What I'm trying to say.
I mean, let's just do a quick exercise. I'm throwing this out on you guys in real time. What's City's best midfield 3 right now? Right? That's the thing. You can't even start. Like normally it's like, all right, let's start with Rodri. Let's start with Bernardo Silva. But there's no, or De Bruyne, right? They don't have a really strong midfield that can control the game and can kind of feed Haaland and connect, playing out from the back all the way up to the attack, right? So I think that's City's problem right now. They just don't have that, really strong midfield that Pep's teams have needed to thrive. They haven't had it for a couple of years. Rodri came back off ACL 32, and it's, there's only so much you can ask from him.
Yeah.
I just don't think
goals as a result of it.
Yeah, and they have plenty of talent in attack, right? Between Holland, I mean, they get Oscar Bob back. They've got Phone has been doing a little bit better. Even Doku, I think, played a really good game against Liverpool, so that's going to be kind of biasing me. But the problem is just the midfield, the connection, the control, dictating the style of game. They don't really have that, and I think Pep's teams historically have really needed strong midfielders in order to get those really dominant runs that we're used to seeing from them.
I think you're spot on, and I just don't know that they're going to figure it out. And we mentioned it earlier in the year. I'm hoping it doesn't happen. You don't like to root for anybody's injury, but what happens if Holland misses 3 games in a row, 4 games? What happens if his goals dry up for 2 or 3 games? Like what's their compensation for it? They don't have one, precisely stemming from what you're talking about, Scott. And the fact that, Marmoush hasn't really stepped up. There's not real, obviously it's been 2 years now. Alvarez has gone. There's no backup to him. And that's a real issue.
Yeah.
So did not see them getting played off the park again this week.
No, especially against, a Leverkusen team that's been okay, but certainly not of the quality that you expect to come into Manchester City's team, home arena and shut them out while putting a couple up against them and running away with 3 points.
So I think, that's the big one, Coach, of all the ones you mentioned. A lot of red cards today, by the way, 3 red cards that I'm looking at here. I think Galatasaray at home not scoring is a little bit surprising. I would say that's
I had them on the money line.
One.
I wish it stayed about -150 like it was yesterday, because I wouldn't have taken it. And today dropped to -140, I think. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna be all over this, because that at home in Turkey, Champions League night, I expect them to get a win. And that did not work out well for me.
Yeah, definitely agree. Everything else I think was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, we like Dortmund. They got the job done. I know. Looking at some predictions around the internet, some of these sites prior, there was a lot of mixed things talking about possibly Villarreal going to get a result. Obviously, the red card helped, but Dortmund was in the lead before that even happened, and I thought it was a great number at -120. They took care of business. The big one tomorrow is Arsenal Bayern. I know Arsenal starting to look very comfortable in the Premier League, with City, falling by the wayside last weekend. Liverpool losing last weekend, now with 6 losses and 12, which is unreal, really, when you think about it. How much do you think, and I thought this as we were talking about, like, City's midfield, and they brought in different players through the last couple seasons, is consistency in terms of personnel? Because really, I mean, Arsenal's big ad was Yorkis, right? And most of the rest of the team has stayed the same. Coach has stayed the same. How much is that to attribute to the run that they're on right now?
That's
We're on
100%.
Year 6 of Trust the Process. We finally trusted.
No, but I mean,
No,
right now,
Coach,
the run they're on.
Coach is
this season.
100% right. I think the thing that this Arsenal team is showing is that consistency is more important than the players you bring in, right? Liverpool last year won the title with Arne Slot as the manager purely because of the consistency. They went out and got no new players in the summer, which a lot of people thought were going to tank Liverpool's season, myself included. And they were able to go on a run because they had all played with each other for a couple of years leading up to that. They had the same style of play. Slot didn't really tinker with anything that Klopp did. Kind of let them go out and just continue doing what they've been doing, and they were able to run, with some injury help and good fortune, able to run pretty much the table and win the league. Same thing is happening with Arsenal this year. Yeah, they go out and get a couple players who, like Yorkes, has been out with injury for most of the season, but aside from like Zubamendi, I think most of those guys have been on the shelf, and it's just been the same relatively consistent starting 11 that you've seen for most of the last 2 seasons that have grown and figured out a single style of play and kind of perfected it. And now they can go out and just kind of run their game and dictate what they want to do. And I 100% that's a huge piece of it, because Liverpool have gotten all these pieces in, but they don't mesh right now. And the tactics that Slot's trying to implement doesn't really fit the players that he's brought in. And it's causing a lot of issues, similar to what we're seeing with Pep in City, with how they doesn't have the midfield he's used to. So he can't put his typical stamp on the game. I think it's 100% the consistency.
2 things that I'll add on to that with is you see it with Liverpool. Obviously, we know what Salah did last year. You're seeing it with City the last 2 years, where Haaland is 80% of the offense, I'm going to say. I mean, I don't have a stat to back that up, but let's call it 80%. The less reliant you are on one given player, the better off you are in the long run. I think that's what we're seeing with Arsenal right now, right? It's not give Saka the ball and pray. They're getting kind of contributions all the way around. And like you said, whether they're starting with a striker, a false nine, whatever it is, that 4-2-3-1 really seems to be working for them.
Yeah, and I think like we're going to talk about the Roma Napoli match later, and Roma and Arsenal have the two best defenses in Europe right now. Arsenal, I think, is giving up 5. Roma's giving up 6 across Europe's big 5 leagues. And I think the same thing kind of as we transition to that match later on. I watch Roma week to week, right? They didn't bring in a lot of new players this summer. They brought in new players, but they're not the guys that are expected to lead this team. Obviously, Ferguson was supposed to have a bigger role. He's been a disappointment. But when you go down the spine of this team, what do you see, right? Kone and Cristante were there in the midfield last season. Pellegrini has reestablished himself in an important role. Dybala, Sule were there, right? And then you go to the defense with Mancini and Deacons, Villar, and it's that consistency, I think, right? Different manager, but the consistency was built under Gasperini, and it's continued. And I think that's kind of what Scott's getting at too. Like when teams bring in 5-6 players, they're expected to contribute big part of the attack or a big part of the defense,
and for big money, right?
And big money, so it's pressure.
Definitely. All right, so you talked about Arsenal. Their defense has been great. They've played 4 games in the Champions League. They have not given up a goal yet. Yep. I am ready to hit you guys with the craziest bet of the week for tomorrow.
I'm down to disagree, but go ahead.
Bayern Munich team total over 1.5 is plus 150. Yeah. And Bayern Munich has not had a game this year where they have scored less than 2 goals. They've scored 2 goals 3 times. They've scored more than 2 goals every other game.
3 people on this podcast right now could average 2 goals a game in the Bundesliga. So
I'm not disputing, but they've done it in the Champions League as well. They're right. 14 goals, 3 against. So I think plus 150 is an absolutely insane number for Bayern to get 2 goals, especially considering Arsenal's given up a goal in their last 3 games.
Yeah, that's the big question is, Gabriel is out. So Arsenal's pretty historically good defense that started the season is missing a huge piece of it. But with that said, I mean, you can take that bet. That's fine. I think my pick is just Arsenal money line in this at home. I think that they're going to, this is probably the best team that Bayern has played all season long. Just kind of, I see it.
Is it also the best team that Arsenal played all season long?
No, I don't think so. I think Arsenal played decent teams as well, but where was I going? Oh, I think Arsenal
got the red last time, right?
Yeah, he got the red card last time in like the first half after scoring a goal and something or 2 goals and then getting his red card. Yeah. But I mean, again, like so what? You'll still have Kane, you'll still have Elise. You got plenty to attack with. But yeah, I think Arsenal have the game plan. I think they're going to basically take the control of the possession. They're going to be able to dictate the game. They'll get their goals off of set pieces like they usually do. And I think they're going to get the 3 points here. I think it's going to be a pretty clean smash and grab for them.
You ready?
You ready
for me to talk coach into it?
I don't disagree that at that number, it's something you have to consider. Coach, I think that's what it is.
Bayern draw no bet plus 125. Bayern money line plus 220. When are you ever getting that number on Bayern Munich? When? Tell me when in the last 10 years that you've gotten that number. You're not going to take it?
I'm not biting on Bayern money line, even at that number. I don't think going into Arsenal that it's a prudent move with the way Arsenal's playing right now. I mean, these are 2 teams. Arsenal has lost 15.
The first plus 220 coach saw that he didn't like. We mark it down in calendars, people. 11:25.
But honestly, I think if you want to go with Bayern, I think you either have to go draw no bet. You could take a shot at that team total, but I do lean Arsenal. I don't know if I would take a money line. I don't know. I could see this certainly ending in like a draw, a 2-2, a 1-1, something like that. I don't think Bayern by any means keep a clean sheet because they haven't been able to do it in the Bundesliga.
Well, I was just going to say that. Just look at their game last week and they go down 2-0 to Freiburg, right? If you go down 2-0 to this Arsenal team, you're not getting that back really easily.
Yeah.
I mean, just to put all the other bullshit aside, over 2.5 is minus 130. Is there anybody that doesn't think there's 3 goals in a Bayern Arsenal game?
I think it's
Arsenal's game and they dictate it. Yeah. Right. Like Arsenal win this game. If Arsenal get 3 points, like coach said, it's going to be 1-0 or 2-1, something like that. Maybe 2-1, 2-0, something like that. But
they played last time. in the Champions League in the spring of 24, so a season and a half ago, the at Arsenal fixture was 2-2, at Bayern was 1-0 to Bayern to advance. So it could go
Different
either
scenario.
way. Yeah, different
Yeah.
scenario, different teams, obviously different players in some places, but it could go either way.
Listen, I'm
but
taking
I do
plus
think with
150.
Bayern,
I
I
need
do
to
think
figure
with
out
Bayern matches, I think the over is always in play.
That's the best
Yeah.
number on over you're going to get this year with Bayern.
What's the Arsenal team total?
All
Because
right,
I
here
don't
you
trust
go.
Bayern's
I'll make a
defense.
stat for you. Here's a stat for you, Nick. Harry Kane has 14 goals and 1 assist in 17 appearances versus Arsenal. Basically doing a goal. And
That's the other thing is Harry Kane to come back and haunt them, right?
big.
Yeah.
Arsenal team totals even money.
See, that I don't. I kind of like that because I think they get to.
Kane is plus 150 to score.
Yeah.
Mm.
There you go.
Listen,
if scoring, it's probably him, right? With Diaz out.
You want to take the safer approach. I say you can play the over, but I am taking a stab at plus 150 with Bayern to score 2 because I'm never seeing that number for the rest of the year.
All right.
Taking a shot.
That's...
Got another play for you.
Is it PSV plus 1.5 at Liverpool?
No, I listen.
Even money.
You joke about it. I do really like this PSV team. I don't know that I like them all that much.
Plus 1.5. You don't have to really like them. You just have to.
No, they've been really mediocre in the Champions League, and they're at Liverpool. I don't love it.
Yeah, we trust them earlier in the Champions League, and I don't know if I could go back there.
How would you describe Liverpool's play?
No,
mediocre,
true. Listen, if it was plus 2, I'd probably be over it.
You can get it to plus one. You guys like the 1.75. That's about minus 120.
Let's see. I mean, PSV team total is fucking fat number. I might consider it. We'll touch base tomorrow morning. I'll let you know where I'm at because you might talk me into it.
Yeah.
Here's the no sweat play of the day. Ready? PSG money line at home to Tottenham. Real Madrid money line away to Olympiacos comes out to even money.
Ooh, at Greece.
Olympiacos has been fucking bad. They haven't won a game yet.
Yeah.
And
they
didn't
beat Papos. They didn't beat Papos.
No, they have not looked good. So
yeah,
I'm
also biased because Real Madrid's the only team that Liverpool have beaten in the last 2 months. So I don't really have a lot of respect for them right now.
No. Listen, I think that's more than fair. But this Olympiacos team has been.
Oh, they also drew a 10-man Elche on Sunday. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't know whether the red card is the 97th minute, so that's fine.
Yeah. So those are the 2 plays I like. If you want to get really silly, Lautaro Martinez is sitting at plus 275 to score tomorrow. I think that's kind of nuts for a guy that's that good. Hasn't scored a lot lately, but
what do you think about Sporting hosting Bruges minus 150?
Scott and I will not comment on a Portuguese team.
If it's a Portuguese team, you can't do it.
Yeah.
And it's Bruges. I don't think you're allowed to bet Bruges, coach. That feels like that's if I'm going back like a year or so, I feel like we banned you from betting Bruges.
Did we?
It feels like something happened.
I don't know.
I remember coach was on a big Club Bruges kick because they had a good run in the Champions League where they were like upsetting teams and coach was trying to ride them.
Possible.
Or them till too long.
Don't recall, but it could be. What do you think
Probably
about
just
Inter?
an over in that game, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Bruges games are always over.
Yeah. Inter draw no bet at Leti plus 125.
Yeah, listen, I think Lautaro to score is decent. I think
Leti, another team that lost to Liverpool, so I have bad vibes against them.
I mean, both teams have not lost yet in this competition, but it's also probably both teams like real first test. So,
yeah, it should be interesting. There's some interesting ones tomorrow. That Arsenal Bayern, of course, highlights it. Yeah, big time. A little early release for Thanksgiving too. I can actually catch some of these matches, so that'll be nice.
there you go.
All right, let's jump over to the Premier League. Scotty is on limited time with us tonight, so we need him here to talk Premier League. Scott, you had a prediction for Arsenal. Is it one you want to share publicly as they head into this match against Chelsea?
I'll put it this way. With the way that the Premier League has looked this year, and it's eerily similar to what I said about just in Europe in general, but specifically to the Premier League, Arsenal's the only good team in the league right now. They're the only team that you can count on to win the games that they should be winning, and in big games to actually step up and get the 3 points. Everybody else is just dropping points left and right. We just talked about City's problems. We kind of talked about Liverpool's problems. I mean, we're talking about Sunderland being, borderline top 4 right now. It's a mess. And I think it's just a lot of these clubs have invested a lot of money in bringing in players that aren't, fitting in within the general tactics of the squad. And it's kind of bringing things down. I think United, we lost to a 10-man Everton team at home yesterday.
Sure did.
It's just crazy. And so I said I would not be surprised if Liverpool or if Arsenal don't drop points the rest of the season, because I don't see it. They're so consistent on defense, which is the first piece of the puzzle. And when they start getting some of these offensive players back, like Gyökeres, they're going to be able to score a little bit in open play a little bit more frequently, right? All their goals so far have been coming from set pieces, but once these players get healthy, you would expect there to be a little bit more of an openness and effective in attack in those kind of games. So
not even a point, not even a draw anywhere.
Yeah, maybe they draw, like, I don't know who they're drawing. City. Like, if you had to go, I know there's a lot of matches, so that's the problem. But if you were to go through the list of the 19 other teams in this league right now, I would expect them, not guess. I would expect them to beat every single one of these 19 teams from here on out.
Scotty just wants to be able to say Liverpool is the only team that beat Arsenal all year. I got it. I figured.
That's crazy.
I know where you're going with it.
Well, thank God Liverpool did do that, because otherwise we'd be looking at probably another invincible run, right?
Listen, you all know, the listeners all know my feelings on Arsenal. I am rooting for anybody that can take down Arsenal, because I just love to see their fans cry. Do I want to buy Chelsea in this game?
No.
I mean,
not a little.
They're quietly up
6 wins in 3 straight, up to second in the table.
Quietly up to second. They score just as much as Arsenal scores. Obviously a big win over Barca today. That will be a big confidence booster. So Arsenal's on one less day of rest. We don't know what Bayern is going to take out of Arsenal in this game. I'm expecting them to take something out of them. Could this be a situation where Chelsea do something? I think if they get a point at home, they'll obviously be happy. A point for Arsenal looks pretty good. But a Chelsea win, does that just creep into Arsenal's mind just a little bit? Like, that's what I'm hoping for. I don't know if I'm betting on it yet.
No.
But a Chelsea draw no bet is plus 120. I want to. I'm not saying I'm going to. I want that to happen.
No, I don't think so. The other problem is, like, Chelsea's defense, I don't trust at all.
By the way, how the fuck did Aston Villa get into 4th place? I'm sorry.
I told you,
I'm looking at the table right now. Like this, that's
let's go back to the beginning of the section.
They were in 17th place, like week 6.
There are no good. So
between 4th and 12th is a 3-point gap.
Yeah, so this is what I was just talking to Coach. Liverpool have won 1 game in the Premier League. They've gotten 3 points since the beginning of October. They've lost 6 out of their last 7. In that time, they've managed to fall to 11th place, but they're only 3 points back of 4th.
Yeah.
So it's just, there's no good teams. Like, it's literally just Arsenal.
Yeah.
And like, Chelsea has their strengths and their merits to it. 100% what you're saying there, Nick, or seeing what you're saying there, Nick. But no, like, their defense is still a big time concern. Much of their game plan is just trying to get, Cucurella to pick up fouls and cards on the other team. So maybe that's a play here. I feel like this is, with a derby, there's probably going to be cards in this, which we don't have right now. I don't think. I haven't looked, but
I got a silly one for you. Over 1.5 second half goals plus 120.
Yeah, but it's gonna have to be all Arsenal. I don't know that Chelsea are going to be scoring, 2 goals in this game. They might get a goal, but I see Arsenal winning this 3-1, that type of a thing, 3-0, something like that. And you guys are talking about their defense regressing. They've allowed a goal a game in the last 3 games. That's like the regression we're talking about. They just shut out Barcelona.
No, right.
You know what I mean?
I just mean it. I mean,
or not. That was Chelsea.
It's 100% more goals than they were allowing the first, 10 matches this season, or first 8 matches this season. That's all.
Yeah. I don't see it. I'm not going to get fooled by this. I think Arsenal will take this easy, and that's another plus 120 money line.
You just got to remember, there's nowhere to go but down. That's really how I look at it. Like, the only thing they could do is play worse.
Yeah, I mean, look, after City in 3rd, you got Villa, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Sunderland, Bournemouth are their biggest competitors. Like,
there's only
who on that list is scaring them?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't even think Chelsea and City scare me, quite honestly. I hate to say it. I do hate to say it, but listen, you mentioned it. They're in a tough stretch. They already took care of Tottenham. We'll see what they do with Bayern. They got Chelsea. I mean, this is the weak stretch. It's 3 games in 7 days. That's fucking tough. If they get through this, I am willing to say Arsenal have proved it to me.
Yeah, cakewalk from here on out. Well, after next week.
But tough one to call. I mean, quite honestly, I just don't. I mean, if anybody wants to back Arsenal money line, I would never. Yeah, I get it. I understand why. Everything Scott said is true. Outside of those plays, I don't really know what else I would even look at unless you're looking at an over. And the over's tough. Like, it's not like,
And
oh shit, slam dunk.
Because we talked about Arsenal's defense, right? And you take that over, it might not happen.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like both teams to score -150. You might throw that in as like a piece of the parlay, but
yeah, if both teams do score. I mean, that's where I'm at. I don't know what's going to happen in this one.
Does Etse start in this?
I don't see how you don't start him. The guy just scored 3 goals.
Yeah. Figure it's about time. It's just crazy. I mean, once Yorkres is back and they have Saka and Etse, and it's going to be an Odegaard if he ever can get to a point where he can play 6 games in a row without getting hurt. They'll be fine offensively, and their defense is going to be unbelievable. So, yeah. And then we're not talking about the $200 million midfielders, right? The quietest $200 million, midfield between Declan Rice and Zubamendi. Crazy.
Mendy's been good since he got there. I mean, you can't really knock him. He's been really good.
It's a perfect double pivot. Do that, and you can throw Odegaard or Etse in the top. It's fantastic.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump around the rest of the Premier League quick. So the one that jumped out at me was Spurs hosting Fulham, +110.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Easy bounce back for them.
Has to be.
Easy bounce back for them.
You think Fulham's winning 2 games in a row? No chance.
Nope.
No. It took them 85 minutes to score Sunderland last week, right? The match that I had Sunderland draw no bet. So
good shout.
Yeah.
Good shout. Here's the question I have. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Newcastle at Everton. Newcastle's +145 on the money line. I mean, Everton kind of played their guts out against United, but I don't see them kind of getting.
I feel better that Newcastle lost midweek. That makes me feel like they can win this weekend.
Yeah. So I like that. I think Voltamata is perfectly positioned to be kind of guy that can score against a low block that Everton likes to play.
Yep.
Bournemouth +135 at Sunderland. I think Sunderland are coming back down and Bournemouth are kind of on the rise. And Areola is the hottest name in Premier League manager searches. So I like that one.
What do we think about Forest? Is Forest back?
No, they just beat a really shitty Liverpool team. I wouldn't say that.
I mean, points in 3 straight is as back as you can get for.
If they weren't in a legitimate top 4 race last season, sure, but seeing as they were a legitimate, top 6 team or so for most of the season last year, I can't say that they're back because they're still pretty tough.
All right, -10. Draw no bet at home against Brighton. I still don't know anything about Brighton.
No, well, Brighton are surprisingly sitting in what did I say? They're like 6th in the table. So I still think Brighton can get a result. Not enough for money. Oh, you're saying -110 draw no bet? Is that what you're going with?
For Forest.
Yeah. I'd rather take Brighton, honestly. -120. It's basically a coin flip.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pick.
If someone's getting 3 points, I would guess it's probably more likely to be Brighton.
Well,
I
that's
can't
the
see
case. Over 2.5 goals, if that's the case.
That's
2-1
too. That's fine.
Coach, anything else for you?
No, I think that's what jumped
West
out at me.
Ham +1. I'm going to keep saying it. We love talking about betting against big name teams when they're not good and taking advantage of the books, overvaluing them.
I do, but I just don't believe in West Ham.
West Ham at home +1.
They've kind of been cooking a little bit.
They're undefeated in their last 3. They have more wins in their last 3 games than Liverpool have in their last 3 months. Not quite, but pretty close.
Let's see. Hold on.
+1.
I'll tell you. We have to check our boy. Let's do a heat check real quick. Paquetá shot on target +120. I'm in.
Sure.
I am so in.
Liverpool don't.
Anytime it's plus money, I take it.
Yep.
I know you love your Paquetá.
You can
My
also
guy.
throw to get a card in for old time's sake.
Absolutely.
I mean, even Bowen. Oh, I thought that's plus 115. Bowen is minus 115. That's pretty good too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Liverpool
trying to.
Wings. God, I just keep thinking about their tactics over and over again. It's just so bad.
Newcastle, Bournemouth. Yeah, they've looked okay. What they do before that?
I'm trying to see if there's anything else in any of the other games. I don't love the Brentford Burnley game. City
Yeah.
Leeds kind of crap. Palace United. Palace at home plus 140 against a United team that just lost to a 10-man Everton.
I looked
Why
at
not?
that one too. Yeah, because I mean, how do you
Why
trust
not?
United at this point?
Why not? I might throw some of these just home. Yeah, let me throw some of these home picks into a parlay. See what I get here. 120 Palace. Oh, Newcastle's on the road. I can't throw them in there. Never mind. It's too bad.
Should be a fun weekend. I think there's a lot of goals this weekend in England.
Hopefully. That'd be nice.
I believe it.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the show, boys. I'm going to drop off.
All right, Scotty.
Go
Good
Roma.
luck to
Enjoy.
Liverpool.
Happy Thanksgiving, bro.
Forza Roma. Talk to you guys later.
Relax.
All right, Nick, let's jump over to Italy.
Let's do it.
Obviously, the big match is Roma hosting Napoli, sold out Olimpico. Roma, top of the table, solo, I believe, this late into season for the first time since the 13-14 season under Rudy Garcia. I believe is the stat I saw, which is obviously a long time, going on, 11, 12 seasons now. So they have played great in large parts under Gasperini. Probably deserved better in the Milan match, at least in terms of how many goals were scored. They've been blanked by Inter and Milan, and also Torino in their 3 losses. So 9 wins, 3 losses, no draws. Defense has been very solid. They lost to both Milan and Inter 1-0. But Roma really is in need of a statement win, right? If you're going to be a true title contender, a true threat to the Inters and Napolis of the world, and maybe even Milans of the world at this point now in Serie A, you need a win. And this is at home. The loss against Inter was a tough one. They have an early goal condition the match. They just couldn't find one. The Milan match, they should have been up and didn't get up, and then that cost them dearly once they gave up a goal. This one, I feel like, they have to make some kind of statement here if they want to be. And we put in the Roma, futures, I think, because they were plus 1,200, plus 1,500 at the time.
Plus 1,400 I got.
That's what it was, 1,400. Just because it was a value play. And we were like, all right, they finished the season really well under Ranieri. Gasperini's coming in with a pedigree, right, in terms of managing teams and doing well with them and overachieving in many cases. And they've been pretty good. And Roma's actually been the best team in Serie A by 10 points in the calendar year 2025 since Ranieri turned them around. So I obviously am going to go in with some optimism like I always do because my team is in first place and I haven't seen it in a decade. But how are they going to have to do things differently here? I mean, Dybala should be back in some capacity, probably off the bench. Same with Bailey, but they're going to be missing Dovbyk and probably Angelino still and Hermoso. So what do you make of it?
All right, my friends who are listening, my friends in the chat are going to have to judge me or not judge me because I'm going to put my unbiased hat on as I very much try to do. I enjoy clowning on Roma because we're boys and we have been forever. But the very extremely impressive thing that Roma has been doing that I never saw coming is in first place is winning games without scoring goals. They're averaging about a goal a game, right? Slightly over a goal a game.
And they just got 3 the past weekend.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what I mean? Like take that away and they're quite literally averaging a goal a game.
Yeah.
That's insane. Listen, we're not quite in an EPL situation, but 1st and 7th are separated by 7 points. So it's pretty close, right? What are they going to have to do? They're going to have to be the first team that scores. I just don't see this Roma team coming from behind. That's really, I think, where their weakness is. And I think you alluded to that with some of the results you spoke about. And I was kind of ready to come on the show and back them in this game, right? At home, they're favored, right? Those are two things that tell me an incredible story that I need to follow. But Napoli, look, they really took care of Atalanta. Granted, Atalanta's not good.
Yeah.
They're in 13th place,
Yeah.
right? They have a brand new manager. They haven't figured it out. But maybe the best Napoli's looked all year.
Yeah.
Would you say it's the best they've looked all year? And then they follow it up. They beat Karabag, who's not a super strong team, but they take care of business in the Champions League. 2 good results.
2 days extra rest.
2 days extra rest will always help. This is a both teams to score match for me. That's even money. I think both of these teams get on the score sheet. I think sneaky draw. Plus 190, super low. That number rarely goes below 200. So
it was a draw head-to-head last season in Rome where Angelino canceled that Spinazzola very late to get a draw too. So even last season,
the 2 guys you expect to score, right?
Yeah, the 2 left backs. Yeah.
But listen, if anybody has anything outside of that, if you guys think that there's a winner, it looks like Johnny is in the comments agreeing with me. That makes me feel good. Listen, you're going to get a premium on just about anything you want. Goal scorers, shots, team totals. This is probably not a high scoring game.
Yeah, I mean, the under is at minus 185 right now.
Yeah, I can see that 1-1, but I honestly do like both teams getting on the score sheet. I think both are going to be going for it. I think it's quite honestly a statement for either of these teams. Roma win, they say, hey, here's our win. We're in first place. Putting some distance between them and whoever else. Napoli win, it's, hey, we got off to a rocky start. We're injured. Don't forget about us. So both of these teams definitely have a ton to play for. I can make a case for either of them, but I think Roma at home, with how good they've been playing, regardless of goals, are the deserved favorite. And it's not like Napoli score a ton either, right? They're kind of banged up.
They've been an under team.
When's the last time a striker scored a goal for them?
Yeah, we were talking about who scored for them today. I didn't even see the box score. I don't even know who scored.
Domine scored for sure, and I don't believe it was a forward who scored. Let me check that real quick. Today,
I mean, we've talked about it. They don't really get goals from forwards.
It was an own goal. Was the second goal. So Højlund missed the penalty for what it's worth. So,
against Atalanta, it was Neres twice and Noah Lang. So, guys that have stepped in to fill roles.
I think Højlund has 1 goal all year. I think Luka maybe has 1 goal. Even if Lukaku was healthy, is that the guy that you're banking on game in and game out? It's going to be a tough running for Napoli. And I think if they don't win this game, it's going to be real tough, because at this point, Milan looks as good as advertised, as good as we thought they might be. Roma looks as good as we thought they might be. Inter are probably right there at the end of the day. And you mentioned it to me. Bologna is having a quietly excellent season.
A very sneaky good season. Yeah.
Quietly excellent season. And I'm looking at Como, and you guys know I am Como hater number 1. They've only lost 1 game. Yeah. Like, I don't give a shit. Yeah. That's impressive. Right. So you drop this game if you're Napoli. Tall order to get back into it.
Yeah.
And I know it's early, but.
And I'm looking at Juve in 7th, and I see the way some of these teams are playing in front of them, and it's going to be tough for them to get back in the top 4. And they're only 4 points out, depending on how results go, right? Head-to-heads and things like that. But, I think you mentioned there's going to be a premium on player props. Last week, I almost pulled the trigger on Baldanzi, shot on target, would have cashed easily. Regretted that. It was almost a double whammy because Pellegrini put in his rebound for a goal, but it was called back for offside because they almost took him goal or assist. You have to look at lineups, obviously, because I don't know if they're going to go with the false 9 look again against Napoli, or if they do start Ferguson after he got his first Roma goal. I don't think Dybala's going to have enough minutes in him to start this one. He's just back in training. He might be like wild card off the bench, kind of break glass in case of emergency type situation. But when I look at these, just starting at with shot on target, I'm looking at, once you skip past the strikers and McTominay, there's value here. Matias Soulé, minus 135, 1 shot on target. Pellegrini minus 110. Some of these guys like Lang, who if he's playing in the Trident for Napoli, is at even money. Neres plus 115, and he's coming off a brace.
Crazy that of all the things I have shitty, Hard Rock has better numbers on literally everybody you're mentioning, which is wild to me.
DraftKings tends to be better than FanDuel, which is the other one I usually look at for these things. And If you get better numbers than that, that's great. I mean, even Baldonzi, if they go false 9 with him again, because he had a pretty strong match before he came out last week, he's even money as well. Like, shot on target if you see the right guy. That there's a guy you know is going to rip. Even it doesn't have to score, right? All he has to do is get it on frame. Is certainly value there. The goal scorers are big, like you said.
Plus 230 is the lowest odds I'm seeing.
Yeah. I'm looking at goal or assist on like a guy like Pellegrini who takes corners and free kicks plus 180.
He's going to start for sure.
I would imagine with Dybala coming back from an injury, I don't see anybody starting over him. He's been playing pretty well since he's gotten his chance. Kind of turned that last Europa League match for them, if I'm remembering correctly. Okay. He's plus 180. Matias Soule plus 140. Like, these are goal or assists. These aren't even straight goal scorer props. McTominay's plus 250. I don't think he assists much, but for the amount that he scores, you're getting goal or assist at plus 250. And you can get him as a goal scorer at plus 450. Like, that's wild to me that he keeps getting these numbers.
I agree. I definitely agree. I think, you can make a case for anybody, which is the most dangerous thing that could happen in a game like this. So anybody has
pick someone you like and
stick with it. Let us know if there's something you guys see that's sticking out to you. Definitely wait for lineups, because these are two teams that we're going to have to mix it up. And I think the coaches are going to try to play a little bit of chess, but there's money to be made in this game for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And with goals at a premium, shots on target might be the play with the player. So, I hope it's a good one. I obviously hope Roma comes out with a victory, but I could see why the draw is trending at plus 175 on DraftKings right now. That says something. I mean, maybe a goal scoring draw 1-1 could be a 0-0. We'll see.
Is it like the featured game of the weekend? Yeah, they're giving you the time slot too. Congrats.
Yeah, it's the game. There's a couple other decent ones, but that's the one with the biggest implications.
Hey, last game before you go back to work.
Yeah. Friday they start Como Sassuolo.
Nothing for me there.
Nothing there, right? There's not enough on the spread. Minus 3/4 of a goal. I was just going to take a quick look. Minus 3/4 of a goal, minus 125. I mean, do you see Como losing this match? I don't think they lose this match.
No, probably not. I think
they probably win.
Yeah, I agree, but not enough for me to bet on it.
Yeah, it's just a Friday match. Sometimes you're bored on a Friday and you put something in. Team
talk to me Friday morning or Friday afternoon.
See how the week goes, right?
I'm not going to say I'm not going to bet it. I'm just not confident enough to give somebody a bet.
We've got Genoa hosting Verona, Parma hosting Udinese, Juve hosting Cagliari. The Saturday slate is not the most inspiring up to there. Milan hosting Lazio. Milan at minus 185. You'd have to go spread or look at a player of some sort.
I thought the team total was decent. Minus 135 for Milan to get to. I don't really see how they don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? Yeah,
it's tough. Tough when you're getting like those minus 185s on the home team.
Yeah, and the numbers aren't there to really take a stab with anybody. Like the Pulisic number sucks. The Leao number sucks. Great, like if you believe like Salamakers gets a goal or something like that, like that could be it. But just an ugly, ugly game. Like I wish Milan were a little more playable because I'd take them at home for sure.
Yeah, agreed. Lecce hosting Torino, Pisa hosting Inter, Atalanta hosting Fiorentina. I mean, it's not a great slate in terms of betting numbers. I mean, there's plus money on the board with a lot of these matches, but it's because they're hard to call.
Yeah, it's one of those, if you want to like parlay Inter with Bologna to get to even money, something stupid like that. I think you could do that this week, but really
Bologna's
dry.
On Monday.
Even when we were doing our research before the show, like I think the Premier League is way more ripe for the picking.
Yeah. Atalanta Fiorentina. Fiorentina
that's the
needs
one.
A win. They need a win, Nick.
That's the one we got to talk about.
They can't find one. They just can't find one.
And like Atalanta are equally bad. When was the last time they won a game? 6-7 games ago.
And they got to play Champions League. Fiorentina has to play Europa too, Conference League, but
they've only got 2 wins on the season. I really want to take Fiorentina double chance. I really want to take a Fiorentina spread, something. But they haven't won.
Point, like at what point do Viola fans start to get like a little nervous? They haven't won 12 matches. Can you imagine? Like, they're one of the bigger sides in Italy. 12
Yeah,
matches.
this is a team that's finished in Europe for what, 7 straight years, 8 straight years.
It's been at least the last, what, 3-4 Conference League spots. So
But do I also not believe that they could make up 5 points and jump Lecce and Pisa or
yeah, I
Parma
think
and
they
Cagliari?
could.
Like
Yeah, once they
I
get
think they
going, I'm
do,
sure.
but Atalanta aren't good. So how do you
Yeah.
not back the underdog in this game? Like this is just such a shitty, ugly game. Draw is plus 275.
Yeah.
That's not bad. But I kind of like Fiorentina double chance in this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't fault you for going with it. I mean, they have to win at some point.
Or do we take an under 2.5 because neither team can score?
Yeah. Yeah, then they'll come out and go 2-2 or 3-3 or
Right?
something. Yeah.
I'm really trying to think of a reason to back Atalanta in this game, and I can't do it.
They'd have to be impressive tomorrow against Frankfurt, which I'm not anticipating.
Yeah.
But, Palladino maybe starts to put his stamp on things. And Palladino's going to have a bone. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder on Sunday, too.
That's maybe the only reason.
Yeah.
But even so, Atalanta's not playable, minus 145.
Yeah.
Atalanta, who should not be a minus 145 to anybody on the planet, is minus 145. So,
yeah. Agreed.
Tough one.
So, even with the locker room speech, not playable. All right.
Maybe live. Maybe, we see how the first 15 minutes shake out, and if they look decent, we jump in at minus 130.
We can take a quick run through the Bundesliga. There's a couple interesting ones here. Starts on Friday. Mönchengladbach hosting Leipzig. I like Leipzig at plus 110, but then you dig deeper, and Mönchengladbach's won 5 straight.
Yeah. Did we have them last week?
One. I believe we did have them.
Yeah. Come on.
Not sure what the over.
Hold on, I'm in the wrong Bundesliga.
Yeah, see, the total set at 3.5, which throws me off. 2.5. I mean, both these teams routinely go over 2.5, but it's hard to go to 3.5 sometimes with these kind of head-to-heads.
Yeah.
It should be an interesting one. Maybe by Friday I'll tweet something out if I'm itching for a play here. It could be one of those ones where you go like Como money line with Leipzig on the draw no bet or double chance and parlay it maybe.
Yeah, a little Friday parlay. That
could be maybe get you to like even money and have a little protection. Could see that.
I like it.
Bayern, St. Pauli, nothing there. Union, Heidenheim, nothing there.
I mean, Union, that's got to be a parlay piece at this point, right?
Yeah, minus 170.
They are playing so much better over the last month and a half.
Yeah, and Heidenheim's pretty bad.
You and I think will fade Heidenheim until we can't.
Yeah. A couple years ago, I was having fun like using them as like an upset team. And now they're just kind of, they're done.
No, bad.
Hoffenheim, Augsburg, that could be a parlay.
I mean, Leverkusen, Dortmund's the game this weekend.
That's the one I was getting to. Yeah, that's where I was going. As I was running through the list here. That is an interesting one. These are two teams playing pretty well right now, both coming off big wins in the Champions League today. This is at Leverkusen. Leverkusen is now on 23. Dortmund's on 22 after their draw against Stuttgart this past weekend. Obviously, none of these teams probably have a shot at Bayern at this point, but top four
can't drop points, right? Like if you're dropping points, you're on the cusp of falling out of. I mean, you're probably out of top four, but you have realistically zero shot at winning the Bundesliga if you drop points in this game. So I'm with you there. Yeah, Leverkusen at home kind of has to be the play.
Yeah, what's the number with the protection?
Minus 125.
Okay, draw no bet minus 125. Yeah. I do like it. Dortmund has only lost one match. That's why I would avoid.
And their defense has been very, very good, but Leverkusen score 3 goals a game.
Leverkusen, they've been on fire the last couple weekends. I've played them, and they've been easy winners.
Are they due for a letdown after today?
Yeah, I mean, both teams to score over 2.5 minus 140 could be in play as well.
Sure, I could see it.
But then again, Leverkusen clean sheeted City at the Etihad today, right? So
yeah.
But that'll be an entertaining one. That is what is that? Is that Sunday? Saturday.
No, Saturday afternoon.
Match.
Yeah, should be a good one.
Well, better than anything in Italy on Saturday. So
probably tell you another one, dude. I'm looking at how about Stuttgart plus 115 away to Hamburg.
That too, yeah. There's definitely some
not bad
enticing lines here in the Bundesliga. Hamburg is way down to 14th, 17 conceded, only 9 scored.
Yep.
Stuttgart got a good result last week at Dortmund, coming back to tie that match 3-3. That's a match Stuttgart was down in Undav ended up coming up with the tying goal in the 91st.
Fucking nasty.
I mean, they were down 2-0 by halftime. Then they scored in the 47th, 71st, and 91st. Undav, all 3 goals.
Legend.
So I would definitely take a look at playing them for sure.
And then what about Freiburg? Even money at Mainz or at home? Sorry, against Mainz.
That's another one. I mean, tough loss for them last week, but they scored a couple times on Bayern. They cashed that team
both
total
teams to
early
score.
that you had. Yeah, both teams scored whatever it was, and at home, I think they're a good play.
Like the lines are straightforward in this league. I don't really understand it.
Yeah, I mean, they do have Europa League, maybe that, but then again, Mainz has the Conference League, so it's not like there's a rest advantage or anything there. Yeah, I like Freiburg there at even money. Yeah, mine's pretty bad. So
I was going to look at MLS, but I don't see lines for the Vancouver game.
No, I thought I saw earlier. I thought I looked.
I didn't
realize San Diego ended up passing them on goal differential or whatever to get the home match.
Yep.
That's interesting.
San Diego, I mean, shout out them for a expansion team that is now in the semifinals. I've been waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it just hasn't. And
so we've got San Diego plus 120, Vancouver plus 185.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna back Vancouver. Draw no bet, probably. Like I have to. But I actually shouldn't. So let me take an opportunity to brag. I do have a plus 1,600 ticket on Vancouver. I have a plus 3,300 ticket on NYC. I forgot to cash out NYC against Philly. I actually bet Philly, and NYC took them down 1-0. Couldn't believe it. So I'll probably cash that out.
I was going to say it's probably time to cash out. I
don't think they're beating Inter Miami, but Vancouver I have to let ride, I think, at this point. So, but San Diego has proven me wrong at literally every single match day. So full credit to them.
Yeah, I know. You said Minnesota was a live dog last time when we recorded, and
I mean they covered
a couple weeks ago.
They were +1 or +1.5. I forgot what I got them at, +1.25, whatever. I know I didn't lose money on the game, but they just couldn't get any offense.
Yeah, those would be interesting too on the weekend. Miami's got to be the play, right, at this point.
-190. I mean, it's tough. What are you gonna do? You're gonna take them to score 3?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if in like a playoff type match. I mean, -1.25 is even money. Minus a goal is -130.
Messi is -200 to score.
Minus a goal, I don't hate, because you go minus a goal, they probably win the match in regulation. At worst, you push.
Yeah.
I don't think NYC can hold them out for 90 minutes.
I don't either.
Not in Miami.
Nah,
so
I agree.
That would probably be my play there. And then I agree. Draw no bet on Vancouver, I think, in the other match.
Have to. They've been the best team over the course of the season in the West.
Yeah. All right.
Good weekend.
Yeah. Couple good matches.
All right. Now, Scotty's off the air. You can now tell me you're going to ride Bayern Munich with me. You don't have to protect his feelings. Come on.
Man, I don't think I can. Arsenal's been playing so well. I honestly think the play might be Arsenal team total, because Bayern concede. And if Arsenal get 2, I don't think they lose that match, right? I think at worst they're drawing.
I agree. But that's why I like the team total.
Yeah.
Take the result out of it. But I do definitely like Real PSG at even money. I think that comes through.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So thank you guys for listening. Again,
Appreciate you all.
We drop our shorts on YouTube. We've got it on TikTok now to get our plays. Nick dropped a couple this morning. 2 or 3 of them were winners. So follow us on all of our social media. We thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you again next week.
Happy Thanksgiving.